Yulia Pучkova, Nick and Pat's Diary. Chapter 7. Nick and Maths. I am bad at maths. It is a real problem. I found it out when I was in my third year at school. Of course, I know that 2 and 2 is 4 and 3 by 3 is 9, but I often forget it. I don't know why my parents think that it is strange. For example, all students know that they must do their homework and bring their notebooks to school, but many of them forget to do it. Nobody thinks that it is strange. It is just normal. When my parents understood that I had this problem, Dad decided to help me. He sat next to me and started telling me what to do. So we did a sum. Then he told me to do another sum without his help. I did it, but the answer was wrong. Dad pointed to my mistakes and asked me to do a new sum, but I made a mistake again. Then a terrible thing happened. Dad, the kindest man in the world, became white, then red, and finally he shouted, "What's the matter with you? Don't you know that 2 and 2 is 4? I looked at him in surprise and said, "I even know that 7 and 7 is 14. "Why then do you make silly mistakes?" "I don't know," I answered. "I think I forget it when I do sums." "Look at him, he forgets it," Dad shouted angrily. "When I was your age, I didn't forget anything. When I was your age, I did sums much better than you. When I was your age, I looked in the book and thought about math. When I was your age, And he continued telling me about wonderful things that he could do when he was my age. You know, I am quite a kind boy, but this was too much. I didn't make mistakes for fun. It was my problem, even my tragedy. And Dad, the kindest man in the world, looked like a boiling kettle and said things that hurt me. I couldn't answer back because I couldn't say, "When I was your age, So I thought a little, then said angrily, "When I'm your age, I won't be bald." Suddenly Dad stopped his speech, opened his mouth, and looked at me in surprise. "Why are you so sure?" he asked after a moment. "It's because I've got Mom's wavy black hair and not yours." Here Dad became sad and silent. He stood up and left the room. Soon Mom came to my room. I looked at her thick hair and said, "It's unfair. You want to tell me about the times when you were my age, and I have nothing to say because you've got long, thin hair." Mom thought that I had a temperature and touched my forehead. But I was okay, and we started doing sums together. And you know, Mom didn't shout at me. She only said that when she was my age, she was bad at math too.